Hey, this is Tracy with Color Me This. I am on episode 86. This is the weekly color. We have 2 pages that I worked on this week or last week because this is going to be Monday when it posts. And we're going to start with the Luminance pencils on the left. How they felt. I've already done, I think, 15 minutes of the first episode before I started the mushroom. We talked about the pencils. We talked about how difficult they are to read. The silver ones are worse. The white ones, which seem to be the newer set of 24, which I have not investigated if this is the case. It just looks like that to me. The white lettering is actually easier for me to read, and it's actually easier for me to read through the lens of the camera when I am filming, and I am hoping that this is focusing so we can get up close to look at the colors and how well they all blended, which was very nice. These were a lovely creamy pencil to use, and the embellishing that I ended up doing was gold on the lantern, the knob, the door knob, and the door hinges. And I have not added any white gel pen. I have not decided yet. Any extra ground or background might come later, as I've mentioned, as I get more comfortable with coloring in the coloring book. I might see some good ideas, because I'm always watching coloring videos. So I might come back and revisit and do some backgrounds, but for the moment, I am focusing on just getting a system down for coloring quickly without analysis paralysis. So the Luminance, I don't have anything to pit them against because this whole mushroom and the mushroom house were done all using the Luminance. Episodes 80 and 81, and then 82, 83, 83, 84, 85 were the houses, because I decided to mix in for episode 82 was the unboxing and swatching of the extra 14 Holbeins that I bought just to do these 2 houses. And I wanted to have them be right above the Prang pencils, which that's what's here in the middle row. And then the bottom row was the Schpirerr Farbens. And let's take a look at if I can get these all to focus. I think they are focusing. So these 2 houses are the Schpirerr Farbens. These 2 are the Prangs. You can see that I only used 1 blue and 1 purple because the Prang is a 50 set, and I wasn't able to curate which of the 50, it's just what came, so you ended up with a rainbow array of colors. And I still feel, even though there's not as much pigment, they're not as pigmented as, say, the Schpirerr Farbens, nor the Holbeins, I still think just having them, if I go back and drop this down, that looking at the 3 rows of houses, I don't feel that the Prangs scream out to me that they are a set of 50 pencils that I paid $1.25 for. Now on Amazon, they're $6, and I remember in the past they used to be $4.99. But I still think they did a very lovely job. I am used to them, so they were very easy for me to use. They are not as dry a pencil as the Crayola. So the Crayola, I just did a detailed walkthrough, and I feel that the Crayola are a drier pencil, but they have more pigment. But I have to work really hard to get them to blend together. And the Prangs, though don't put out the color, still have enough of the fillers in them that they kind of feel soft, and they're very easy to put down. So of the 3, the most vibrant to me for how I color were the Schpirerr Farbens. And of course the second most vibrant were the Holbeins, the little smudge marks that you are seeing are from the mushroom house side. I tried to put glassine between, but as I've been doing different things with the book, the glassine is out. And before I depart, I want to go into the back of... All right, I am going to attempt to color in real time all three sets in the light to dark blues that I have and that I used on the houses, starting with the Holbein. The color names I will put on, but they are the same ones that I used to color the houses. And I want to just feel them. If there's any little bits of the dark blue on this light blue, which I see some crumbs, it's because these are a slightly crumby, not crummy as in bad, type of pigment. And I was using this light to help do some blending. I do find that I like to use the pencils for blending the colors together, the lightest value over using a blender pencil. Partially because blender pencils, I don't just keep them around my recliner. So I talked about the crumbs. These do a pretty decent blend, I would say. If I wanted to not go forward to the next darkest color, I could. You can see these little connection points, and I am making myself just get all of the colors blocked in, and then we will go back, and I will get them all blended. That darkest blue, you can see the crumbs pretty clearly. That is indigo. So now I'm going to step backwards here and get this connection point to soften up. The pencil I feel is the overall easiest to blend, though all three sets that I used for the houses, all three, the Holbein, Schpirerr Farben, and the Prang, are all easy. The one that's easiest for me personally is probably because I have used those pencils the most between these three. And at this point, I'm getting this weird stickiness. This is the sticky that I talk about. It goes from silky to sticky really fast. And this particular color does it. It's pretty vivid, but that sticky feeling is what I feel is the sticky feeling that you get with the Lightfast, the Derwent Lightfast pencils. So now the nice thing is here I had a pretty dark line, and I do like to do that as a test. Can I take this lightest blue and circle, circle, circle and get it to soften and blend out? And I can. I do get some crumbs. I can take this all the way back now if I wanted and use it for my burnishing if I wanted to do that, or I can come in here. So it's a little bit of back and forth with these to get it perfect. And we do go, for me, like I said, from silky to sticky, and there's crumbs. So based on those things, I would not call the Holbeins the easiest to blend. The middle one, I'll do the way the houses were done. I don't have the lightest blue in the Prangs. I have the equivalent to the Holbein's turquoise blue here, and I believe this is called sky blue, but it's pretty dark. We'll get this started. The middle blue, oh, and the door is open, so there's probably people coming out. We'll see if I can keep coloring. We will see. People are coming and going. It's just a busy household this week. So, as you can see here, there's only so much laydown you can get. The pigment on these Prangs is nowhere near as pigmented as the Schpirerr Farben, but I can also, because I'm so familiar with these pencils, I use them a lot. In the coloring group, I can get a blend without really the back and forth. There is no sticky feeling. There are no crumbs. So that's how quick the Prangs are to deal with. Okay, so then we've got a little bit of a different color range. This is called Summer Sky. This is the Schpirerr Farben, and this is the one that I have some, see this overlaying dark? So my mom, one of the things she does not have training in colored pencils, just me last year giving her some pencils, and she colored with me for the week, and then she's been on her own, and so she actually erases those lines, and that is definitely a tactic you can do. Or you can make yourself try to not have those dark lines, or you can go back with the color like I'm doing here, and I'm going to like do little circles, and I can get that to blend out pretty easy. There's not a lot of crumbs with these, but these Schpirerr Farbens do have a little bit of a streak to them. If you don't, let's say you're not consistent at holding the pencil at a certain pressure, that's where you'll get the streaks. And again, you can just use circles to blend it out, or you can erase and reapply, even doing like a little bit of erasing. So I am going to say that I almost think with the complicated nature of the Holbeins that they're going to be number 3, but I mean, all of these still were really easy to deal with. So these are Holbeins. I pick them 3rd. I pick these 2nd, and these are the Schpirerr Farbens. Their main thing is they can get some dark lines if you're not careful or not familiar with them. And the Prangs, though they have the least pigmented laydown, so they aren't the best pencil, they are, for me personally, the easiest for me to blend. So that is my coloring experience. Before I go, I got special permission to share with you my mom's book. She bought this book, brought it with her, and she has been coloring in it in our downtime, so I will be sharing that with you next. So here are my scratch notes and my colors that I chose for the 3 doubles up of houses. I did not use very many pencils here for the Prang. The orange and grays of the Prang, the greens and the grays are over here on the side, and all of these colors are the Holbein colors as well as the ones along the top. I had a lot more options because I curated the color blend sets myself, so I knew which ones to use. And then at the bottom here, you can see these are the colors that I picked for the Schpirerr Farben, and I even wrote my note about a little bit streaky, and I had to do a little erasing and reapply very carefully. It's not forgiving. Like if you do a hard line, it's hard to soften and get rid of that line. Then down here at the very bottom is where I did a pre-test of these blues, which are the ones that I picked to share with you on the back here in the book. So now I'm going to pause, and I am going to go get my mom's book so we can share with you. The other thing to note, I've been moving this book all over the place, and it does get wear. So if you want to keep this book somewhat pristine, I would recommend that you do a book cover. Like, I don't know if you remember when you would take a paper bag and cut it out for your school books. I would recommend covering this because it does get marks. The front is not as bad, but it is getting pretty beat up. So that's just a recommendation. And now I'm going to pause and go get my mom's book and share with you what she has been doing in it. All right, so this is what her book looks like. I have a setting. All right, here is my mom's book. Hers has not received a lot of time spent in it yet. So see, it's pretty clean. I've given her some glassine, and I will send her home with more pieces. I have a big roll of it. And her first pencils that I gave her, thinking they would be a good set for her to use, wanting to move her up from her 48 Staedtler pencils, I gave her Artesas, which for me is a 72 set, but I noticed that we talked a little bit about the color blending, and she didn't really have enough to do the light, medium, dark. So I switched her to the Color 120s right when she started. She had only done, you know, a couple of bits. So again, she has very little training at all from me. And I haven't even really worked with her too much yet. We have been really busy doing some other things, and then we color a little bit, but I don't want to stress her out or anything. She is coming to my coloring group on Tuesday, and I think we're going to work on blends, but I really like what she did with the goldfish. She did a turquoise blue to sky blue to purple, and she did a really nice job given how small the space is. I like how she picked a couple of the fish scales to make them darker, and then she did a little bit of work on the lily pads that she chose to be purple. We both discussed the what to do with this blob of stuff on the top of the house, and she went with dirt like I did. So she could clean up a little bit where when she does the dark, I'll probably work with her some on Tuesday, and we will work on softening her lines when she does the light blue versus that medium blue for some shadows. But all of these images are so small that, you know, it's like hard to get too picky. Like I think on this side she did a better job with the turquoise to light blue, and that just takes practice. And I think she's doing a great job, having fun on this butterfly wing. She did put like a violet to blending into a softer purple. So I think she's doing a fantastic job. And then again, when she finishes these, I think she might be done with this page. Oh, she also did a little bit of white gel pen because my color set that I gave her includes a gel pen and a blender pencil. So she did a little bit of softening of the outline of the bottle. I think that's it. So we're going to be moving on. I can't remember if I had anything else in mind. I'm moving on. The next set is going to be, Starjoy Gold. I need to work on my 520 set of Color in the next couple of days. I need to be able to pull some pencils, but make sure I know where to put them back because I still need to do my database. So my parents are here till Thursday. They leave early Thursday morning. So far I'm keeping up with the schedule, and we'll see if I get behind it all for the rest of the week. I do have the one interesting thing to note before I go is that the Luminance pencils did not want to flesh out at all practicing. So I thought that was just an oddity where I could get the, see how dark I could get the Holbeins on this copy paper. I even couldn't, I got more of the streakiness on the Schpirerr Farben. So this is just plain copy paper. And so I don't know that I care so much, but it's just to give you an idea that the pencils behave very different on the different paper. So you can't just assume anything. I was quite surprised with the Luminance how well the burgundy to pink just really went nice and slick on me, which is my feeling. I like to have a burnished looking image and try to eliminate as much, if not all, of the tooth of the paper as I can. And it was far easier. The easiest, I think, to do in practice here was with the Holbeins. So, and then here are all of the colors. I played with all sorts of colors. And then I also played with the different golds to finish off the embellishing. And I'm probably not, at this point, because of my schedule, I won't be doing any of the white gel pen or any background work. I think I started to mention that earlier. And as I get more and more comfortable, I will probably come back to some of these pages, the earlier pages I've colored, and will flesh them out and do backgrounds and white gel pen if I haven't already. So that is everything I have to share with you today. Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And tomorrow we will do some more coloring. See you then.